The 40-year march has finally come to a halt. The question lingers in the air. Why? Why did he stop? Why did he let go of the very promise he spent his life chasing? Today, we stand on the plains of Moab, by the banks of the Jordan River, the final stop of a journey that defined human history. It began in the heart of Egypt, by the waters of the Nile. It moved through the parted depths of the Red Sea, stood trembling before the roaring fires of Mount Sinai, and tasted the bitter tears of Kadesh Barnea. 40 years of wandering, 40 years of miracles and mistakes have led us to this very spot. An era is ending. Do you remember how it started 40 years ago? Can you still feel the terror that shook the heart of the Egyptian Empire during those 10 plagues? In the tragic silence of the death of the firstborn, Israel took its first steps not in fear, but in the shout of liberation, their doorposts marked with the blood of the Lamb. Do you remember the man who stood between Pharaoh's thundering chariots and the deep blue waters of the sea, shouting, "Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord"? That same staff, once so firm, is trembling now. The man who was called from a burning bush at 80 is now a venerable 120 years old. This is Moses the giant who carried the weight of a nation's pain, their praise, their betrayals, and their restoration. Before him lies the land he dreamed of every single night, Canaan. It's so close he can almost touch it, shimmering with the promise of milk and honey. But behind him, the desert wind still carries the dust of the graves of an entire generation, 600,000 people who didn't make it. So why does he stop? Why is he forbidden from crossing this river? This isn't just the retirement of an old leader. This is a profound intersection of God's justice and His grace. Today, through the final afternoon of Moses, we learn what it means to leave a legacy and what it means to let go so that something new can begin. The Jordan River flows more fiercely than usual today, its roar breaking the heavy silence. Every eye is fixed on one man, Moses. Just across the water, the promised land glows under the sun. One step, just one more step, and 40 years of longing would be fulfilled. But Moses does not move. He cannot move. His stopping is not a failure. It is a holy act of obedience toward completion. Moses leans his weary body on his staff and gazes at the crowd. These people are the generation of promise. They don't remember the crack of the Egyptian whip. They only know the taste of manna and quail in the wilderness. To Moses, they weren't just a nation, they were his children. He was the spiritual father who suffered with them under the cloud by day and the fire by night. He stayed with them when they were thirsty, when they were lost, and even when they picked up stones to kill him. He loved them through it all. Moses takes a deep breath and begins to speak. His voice is surprisingly strong, filled with the wisdom of a century. "Hear me, O Israel. Today, I set before you life and prosperity, death and destruction. My time with you in the flesh has reached its limit. I am now 120 years old, and I am no longer able to lead you. The Lord has said to me, you shall not cross this Jordan." A low sob ripples through the crowd. It feels like they are losing their father, their anchor, But Moses continues, his voice firm yet tender. Do not weep. Do not think for a moment that you are alone because I am gone. It was never I who led you. The Lord your God, the Master of the universe, will personally cross over ahead of you. He has never left you, Achaia, and he will not leave you now, not even before the towering walls of the Canaanite cities. Moses raises a trembling hand, Achaia, pointing toward the horizon. Look at that land. The soil you are about to tread upon is not a trophy of your own strength or military might. It is the faithful gift of God, promised to your ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So, I charge you, when you enter that land, when you eat and are full, when you live in beautiful houses and your gold and silver increase, that is when you must be most careful. I fear your hearts will grow proud and you will forget the Lord. The moment you say, my power and the strength of my hands produce this wealth, you will find yourselves back in the misery of the wilderness. This is the greatest truth Moses learned in his 120 years. The greatest tragedy of man is forgetting the source at the height of success. He carves this warning into their hearts. Remember God's words like your daily bread. Tie them as symbols on your hands, bind them on your foreheads, and write them on your doorposts. Teach them diligently to your children. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength. This is the only path to life. Cling to him, for he is your life. A heavy silence follows. Moses then calls for the young, loyal leader standing nearby. Joshua, come here. Under the gaze of thousands, Joshua steps forward, his legs shaking. Moses places his hands on Joshua's shoulders. This wasn't just a transfer of power. It was the passing of a holy mission. Joshua, be strong and courageous. Do not let a single seed of fear remain in your heart. You will lead this people into the land. The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. Tears stream down Joshua's face. Moses smiles kindly and turns back to the people one last time. My task ends here. But do not be sad. My story stops, but God's great story is just truly beginning through you. You are a blessed people. You are a happy people, saved by a God like no other. The sun begins to set over the Jordan. The horizon of Moab burns red. Across the river, Canaan is bathed in a brilliant, golden light. Moses gazes at that land for a long time, as if trying to etch the image into his soul forever. The land he dreamed of for 40 years. Though he cannot step foot on it, he whispers to himself, it is a beautiful land. In those words, there might be a tiny hint of human regret, but it is swallowed up by a much deeper sense of peace. He was happy enough just to see God's promise being fulfilled through the people he loved. His death was not a defeat. It was a beautiful act of stepping aside for the next generation. Moses raises his hands high and gives his final blessing. His prayer carries on the wind, through every tent and every heart in the plains. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace. And with that, the sermon of Moses ends. His earthly story closes quietly atop Mount Nebo, the scripture says. His eyes were not weak, nor his strength gone. He did not die of sickness. He died because his mission was complete. No one knows where he was buried, for he was laid to rest by the very hand of God. Now, look at your own life. Are you troubled by the complex thoughts of today? Are you anxious about the uncertainty of tomorrow? Or bitter about the dreams you haven't reached yet? Look at the final footsteps of Moses and lay down your burdens. One chapter of a giant closed, but the history of God didn't stop, flowed right into Joshua. It is the same for you. You don't have to solve everything yourself. Don't try to cross the river with your own strength alone. Entrust your night to the God who parts the Jordan and goes before you. The faithful God who was with Moses is with you right now, guarding you. Close your eyes in peace. Feel the breeze of the promised land covering your weary soul. God knows your name. He remembers your 40 years of wandering in a single day. Feel his hand wiping away your tears and let go of all your tension. God has already prepared your tomorrow. You are not alone.